good morning. We are on the record in case number D17-560-600F, Moss versus Bourne. Good morning, guys. How are you doing? Mr. Moss, Miss Bourne, can I get y'all to appear, please? There's Mom. Now we're waiting for Dad. Hi. Mr. Moss, there we go. All right, I have read the motions, the oppositions, and everything that is going on here. The Dad's kind of more accurate on this. Whoever is receiving the parent is the one who is supposed to be paying for the unaccompanied flight. The order, it's when Dad is to receive the child, he pays. And the order says, Mom, you pay 100% of the cost when the child is coming to you. So you are supposed to have paid for the unaccompanied flight, not Dad. And then Dad would have paid for it coming back.
In the paperwork, though, it does not say that. It says that I pay for my visit if I go to pick up Ethan, and that Dad is to pay for the unaccompanied minor fee for Leah's visitation.
If he is not going to pick Ethan up. Whoever is receiving the child, if you're not going to be going to get him, you have to pay the unaccompanied flight.
Okay.
That's why that, and I've had 3 different people read this order just to make sure that I was reading it right, and every one of them has come to the same conclusion that I did. Hang on, I'm going to get back up so that I can read it to you. I think this is it.
May I interject for 1 second?
You may, sir.
So as you know, this has been ongoing for a long time. The defendant is very aware. You've made it very aware at our numerous hearings that she is responsible. She even admits that she's responsible in the OFW messages that I sent as well. To further make this, deliberate, she called the police on July 7th after the child spent the 4th of July weekend with her family and had the cops come over and do a welfare check on the child. She claimed that she didn't talk to the child and that he wasn't answering the phone. The child has a tablet. He also has a cell phone now. He has direct communication with Mom. She filed a false police report in the city of Virginia Beach and sent the police to the house to do a welfare check on the child. This is just for harassment purposes only. If you review the OFW messages, you can clearly see Mom knew she was responsible for the flight. She knew this when she booked the flight in spring and didn't even have him for the entire visitation. She sent him back a day early on a 1 a.m. flight out of Las Vegas on a Friday morning so that I could not even have the opportunity to fly out and pick the child up. What makes it even worse, Your Honor, is what's happening while the child is in her care.
I don't want to read what is happening in her care. It was not really addressed in the oppositions. That clear? When it comes to something like that, and this is where I'm going, sir. Hang on. Don't get upset. Okay?
I'm sorry.
On the next visitation, when the child is coming out here, I'm going to want to interview him that first day he's back. If I can. Okay? I want to talk to him and hear from him what is actually going on.
We did this last time. He sat with Donna Wilburn.
No, I'm going to interview him, okay? It's not going to cost anything extra because I'm going to do it myself. I'm finding that I get more out of kids in a short period of time, okay?
You had a 2-day evidence here. You brought the child in for an interview.
Yeah, well, we're going to do it. He is what? He's quickly approaching 10. He just turned 9. Yeah.
He's been in therapy for 2 years because of this. Mom has refused to get involved with therapy.
Mom, you need to start getting involved with therapy.
Okay, may I interject? Because when Ethan is in my care, I want to let you guys know that Ethan tells me that his father tells him what to say going into therapy. There's a lot of things that come out that Ethan says because he feels comfortable. And in our home, we don't keep lies. We have trust. We tell the truth. And he has been telling me things what Daddy makes him do. Again, even as far as the airport, he never even took him to the airport. And when I talked to my son about that, he told me I'm not allowed to talk about the airport. He tells me things he's not allowed to talk about.
All right. Well, we're here for this. Let me read this to you because on page 4, starting at line 23, it is further ordered that if Ethan is old enough for the unaccompanied fee and Joseph does not fly to pick up Ethan, Joseph shall pay the cost for the fee. And then, of course, if you come out here, but above that, on line 19, it is further ordered that Leah shall provide Joseph with Ethan's itinerary for all scheduled trips 30 days prior to the flight and shall always purchase round-trip tickets. And then above that, line 17, it is further ordered that Leah shall be responsible for transportation for her visits with Ethan. And I'm going up.
Right. And I always have provided a round-trip itinerary. I always provide transportation when he's here.
Well, we're going to clarify things now. We're going to make it a lot easier on everybody. We're going to make, and we're also going to make a change here, because when I entered this order, this wasn't there, and I just saw something in that order. I have to make a change because Anna Trujillo, where I stated that family coaching with Anna Trujillo, well, she now lives across the street from me, so we're going to have to go with another party. We can't use one of my neighbors to do this. So, but what we're going to do. Mom, we're going to put you back up for the full amount in child support, and we're going to let Dad pay all the cost of transportation, including the unaccompanied transportation fee.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Sir, yes, we are. Okay, you need to understand, I am the judge in this case, not you. Mom's child support will go back up to the full amount in which it is supposed to be, and Dad, you will now pay the entire cost of transportation. She got the downward deviation so that she pays for it. Now we're going to go back the other way. You will now be responsible for 100% of the transportations. That way there is no question on whether or not it's getting paid for. The only question will be is if you're going to schedule it. And if you don't schedule it, you know what can happen.
May I please tell you why this order was written like this? The defendant, even since the last hearing, just from the last hearing, has missed 50% of her visitation. You've ordered this court order visitation from before I moved and since after I moved. The defendant, on her own accord, has 50% of your court order visitation. This is why the defendant is responsible for getting the child to Las Vegas. Okay, because she has a severe opioid addiction, 20 years.
You know what? I've done too many drug tests on her, and every one of them has come back negative.
You only done one, and she has prescriptions for them. For 20 years she's had them. She testified she takes up to 4 a day.
As long as she is taking them as they are prescribed, it doesn't matter. And since you're not here living with her anymore, and you don't have don't tell me what she does on a daily basis, because you don't know, sir. You don't know.
She testified to it, Your Honor. We have all the documents.
Sir, please do not assume you know what she does. Now, are you asking me to drug test her so that we can see if she is within what she's supposed to be on her deals? I'll be more than happy to send her for a drug test.
We've already done this, Your Honor. If she just comes up with a prescription, it doesn't mean that she doesn't abuse the pills.
Yeah, but those the numbers where it comes up there, they can read them and tell me if it's within the normal range of her prescription.
We already did this.
Do you want me to do it again or not? It's up to you. If you do not, then I don't want to hear about it again.
But the problem is if you force me to force visitation on her, okay?
She has to notify you before 45 days before you purchase if she wants the visitation. Now, when it comes to her going to Virginia on those times that I've said that she can go to Virginia if she so desires, that's all on her. That's going to be all on her. I'm looking at the Christmas, and I'm looking at summer. Does she get spring break?
Yes.
She didn't even exercise her entire spring break on the last visit, Your Honor.
She
How am I
doesn't,
supposed
you
to
know
buy-
what? As long as she doesn't exercise the entire, as long as she sees the child, I'm happy. I mean,
I
you
have
should
to
be
lose
happy
weight.
too, the way you don't want her to see him anyway.
No, you have an order in there from Saturday to Saturday. She can't send it
She
back.
does,
on Friday.
well, she absolutely can. That is
That means
welcome
that
to the world of having primary physical custody, sir.
So your court orders, you're saying that your court orders.
I'm
are
saying
not
that is the
valid.
that's the maximum period of time that you have to allow it. Sometimes surgery and sometimes sometimes surgeries takes place, sometimes illnesses takes place, sometimes it just can't work with the schedule, sir.
He said it was because of money.
It can that's a choice too.
He's the one that's getting the flights only 30 days in advance. She could get them 6 months in advance. We've already went through this. I just want to read you one message she sent me on OFW regarding the unaccompanied minor fee on 3/19. This was for the first visit because she didn't get her Christmas visit.
I think
Remember,
you brought it up in your motion where you paid it for her, and I'm appreciative of it.
I paid half of it.
Yeah.
Understand that the Christmas visitation, she did not get it.
Okay.
I did not get my Christmas visitation, Joe, because you didn't allow me to get the full amount of Christmas when you denied me Christmas a year ago.
This is not something that you argue between each other. You talk to me, not to each other. Is that clear?
Yes.
So she missed the Christmas visitation, and this is the message that about the spring visit and the unaccompanied minor fee. This is the defendant talking to me. This is on 3/19 at 7:48 p.m. I will pay the unaccompanied minor fee to get him here, but you are ordered to pay for his way home, which you need to figure that out before his departing flight home, or you come here and pick him up. He will not board that flight home if you don't pay the ordered unaccompanied minor fee.
Well, I
Your Honor,
agree.
this is
You were supposed to pay it when he was coming home.
Man, this was back in March.
Even
This
back
was back
in
in
March,
March.
you were supposed to pay it because this order was back in 2022.
She knew this, and she filed this motion in bad faith.
No, this motion was filed after the child was supposed to have come here this summer.
Yes, this was back in spring. She's telling us that she knows that she's responsible for the unaccompanied minor fee to get him there.
Yeah.
We have all the...
Okay, I understand now what you're saying. I understand, sir. I understand. And yeah, Mom, you don't get to play games with me either.
I'm not playing
Don't
games.
ever play games with me.
I'm not playing games. In fact,
You
the way that it
do.
works with unaccompanied minor fee is that you pay at the airport. He has Ethan, so he has to pay at the airport. When I drop Ethan
Yeah,
off
when
to
you
go home,
already no,
I
you
pay
do not
there.
always pay at the airport. Okay?
You
Because
can-
I've got parents who pay it online. It's an automatic deal, unaccompanied minor fee. I schedule flights all the time. So don't
Judge,
sit here
if
and
I
try
pay-
to tell me what the airports
I'm-
do because I'm going to call you on it, Mom. Don't try that with me.
I'm not sharing that with you. If I pay it online, I have to pay the full amount. I made an expense for Joe and told him he owed me half of it. He chose not to pay it for the summer visitation. He has to pay half of it. He has to reimburse me that money.
No, you only have to pay the $100 for one way.
They will not allow you through American Airlines to pay one
Then
way
maybe
on
you
the
need
phone.
to go somewhere besides American Airlines. Because guess what?
American
There's
Airlines-
cheaper flights that's through other airlines.
I have exercised many airlines to find out if he can fly unaccompanied minor fee. And right now, American Airlines is the only airline that will allow him at his age to fly unaccompanied. Breeze Airways, like Joe had asked, the unaccompanied minor fee, they will only fly minors 15 years and older. I have it on paper.
No, I've seen 13 years, ma'am, I've got too many parents coming in here. American Airlines is not the only one. I fly Allegiant and I see 8-year-olds by themselves.
Breeze has direct flights too, Your Honor. We can fly directly. From
Which
Norfolk.
one?
Breeze is
Breeze Airlines.
I've never seen
the-
Breeze Airlines land out here.
It's the new airlines. They fly direct from Norfolk to Las Vegas. They have for 2 years. The defendant has known this. She chose American Airlines because it's the only airlines where that if you don't pay the unaccompanied minor fee up front, you can pay it at the airport because they like to book tickets.
Okay.
So the spring
All right.
vacation
So, anyway.
missed 2 flights.
Anyway, here's
Your
what you're
Honor.
going to do. Stop, Mom. Mom is now going to pay 100% of what her child support was, and darn it, I turned off that order. I am sorry. I got to go back and find it again.
I'm gonna follow
And
those,
Dad,
Your Honor,
you
to
are
get that check.
you are going to now pay the entire cost of the transportation. That way, this does not happen. You know when he gets out of school. You know when he has to go back into school. So it's probably going to be better. She doesn't have to wait for communications from you. She doesn't have to beg you for the communications. Y'all are going to start responding to each other within 24 hours of any message that comes in, so that you're recognizing the fact that something is going on and something needs to happen.
I'm going to object to that, Your Honor.
You can object to it if you want, but you know it's you are the one
Did the
who
order
relocated.
not-
You are the one who relocated from the state of Nevada to Virginia.
Our home.
No, you relocated from the state of Nevada back to Virginia. This was your home. That's how I have jurisdiction of this case.
Your defendant didn't even live in Las Vegas. She
That-
just moved back
sir,
to
You
You
are
are
the
such a
ones
liar.
who left the state of Nevada. The transportation cost is on you. I am putting it back on you. Mom's child support will go back up to $360 a month. She is no longer receiving the downward deviation of $187 per month for transportation costs, because Dad, you are now going to be the one responsible for these costs.
What about the back child support from all the flights she never purchased the past 2 years? She only purchased one flight in 2 years.
I'm going to need
She
you
said
to.
4,000.
You know what? Here's what I want you to do on that. I want you to give me a memorandum and attach what you have that shows. This will give Mom the opportunity to show her receipts that she did in fact pay for the transportations. And if she only did one, she is going to owe you that child support. Because I'll have to add it up on what amount that it came to on what we were giving her per year.
Filing a motion about the harassment and abuse that's going on.
You
in
can
her
do
home.
that, sir. I'll be
Thank-
more than happy to entertain all of this, but we are going to enter a behavioral order so that this will stop. Sir, it's going to be a permanent behavioral order, please. And what it's going to do is it will give me a lot more power, because right now I don't think we have anything in there that says she has to be nice to you at all times. So we're going to now put in an order that says she does. You're going to be talking to each other properly. You are not going to harass him. You know he's taking good care of your child. So calling for a welfare check? Really, Mom?
I hadn't heard from my child in over a week and a half. He
So
was not
he may
answering
not
the
want
phone.
to talk to you for a week and a half. I go 2 or 3 weeks sometimes not talking to my mom.
Okay, but this was after he didn't put him on the plane. This was all deliberate. I don't think you quite grasp
Mom,
what's going on here.
I
with
do
him.
understand it. However, you are going to start. You didn't need to do a welfare check on him.
Judge, do you think it's right that he blackmailed me and threatened?
You do not need to get the police involved just because. You don't want to do that. Okay, your son don't need that. I'm not talking about Dad. I'm talking about your son.
Okay.
Okay? Start thinking about how your son is going to feel when police come knocking on the door. And Dad, you need to make sure that your son at least talks to Mom once a week. At least, okay? I think we have orders on how often it's supposed to be.
It all changed, Your Honor. I bought him a phone. I do not stop communication. They text. She calls anytime she wants.
Okay.
Do not stop communication whatsoever.
Yeah.
She calls when she wants.
All right. Well, that's good, and I
Clearly-
appreciate it. I'm just saying, just to ask, maybe once a week, ask your son, when was the last time you talked to your mama? Okay?
We everything's recorded, Your Honor. We're looking forward to an evidentiary hearing to where we're actually
I'm
able
not going to
provide-
schedule an evidentiary hearing. There's no need for one.
And the recording was taken away.
Why are you changing the order? The current order we have, nobody ordered it, Your Honor. You didn't order it. You didn't sign the
Then
order.
why are you
I didn't-
recording phone calls? You're not allowed to record phone calls. That's wiretapping. It's a federal offense, sir. Don't wiretap.
No, in Virginia, I can absolutely
No, you
record
can't.
phone
That's a
calls.
federal law, sir. State of Virginia cannot change the rules. It's something that, if she does not know she's being recorded, it will not be admitted into evidence here. So I'm just letting you know right now.
Not for evidence. We have recorded videos from when you allowed it, and Mom was high on
And
opioids.
we've already had an evidentiary hearing with those videos.
Then why did the protective order? Why did all the orders go away? Everything you put in place to protect that child was removed. The tracking device, the phone calls, you removed everything.
Yes, I did, because you were abusing it. You were showing up and being within 1 block from your son when he was here on visitation. It was Mom's time. You do not. I'm taking it all away because your son, number one, is a lot older. He doesn't need Daddy to track him all the time.
The first visit, she violated. She wouldn't even plug it in, and you removed it.
And I'm keeping it removed. Sir, this is a bit. Stop.
It's the fact that she keeps violating the order, so you keep changing
Sir,
it.
you know, and you're not doing anything. Okay, you wait until after the flight leaves before you let Mom know. Oh, you're the one who's supposed to pay it, even though we know she knew.
I told her as soon as she sent me the message. Let me read it.
Okay, hang on 1 second, Mom. Who's there with you?
My husband.
Your husband needs to leave the room because he's sitting there talking. If you were sitting in front of me, he would not be allowed to talk. So if he can't stay out of it, he needs to leave the room.
I apologize.
Ma'am, as soon as she sent me the itinerary, I let her know immediately that if the unaccompanied minor fee was not paid for, he would not board the plane. Immediately. Because we just went through this in the springtime. Here, the message 516.
Well, we're not going to have to worry about that anymore, sir. We're not going to have to worry about that anymore.
I'm going to be filing a motion
You
because
may.
you're changing the order again without an entry.
You may, but we need to find a way to make sure because Mom has an absolute right to her visitation with this child, and it's going to take place, sir.
But why can't it take place?
But right now
inside
we're not going to do any makeup time because this is on Mom.
Every time she violates this order, you change it without an evidentiary hearing.
I don't have to have an evidentiary hearing to say, because in that order, she got a downward deviation in child support because it's your responsibility to provide transportation. So I'm taking that downward deviation away and making you pay for it now. That way it's all on you.
You're forcing visitation.
Visitation is going to stay in place. Yes. The order, all the rest of the orders is going to remain in place except for that little bit that I changed, and the court will do the order on this.
You need a protective order.
You do not get a protective order. There is no need for a protective order. So the court will do the order. The court will do the order, sir. We are done for the morning. Okay. Please get me a motion regarding the transportations and the times when Mom did not schedule that so that I can see how much credit that you're going to get. Okay.
I will also file a motion to show cause as well. Just
You may, and we will approach that when it gets there. Okay, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, and y'all have a good day. I will do the order.